Wednesday, June 19th, 2024. Hello and welcome back to another vlog. My plan was to edit the product photos that I took last week of the two acrylic binder clips and put them up in my Etsy shop, which sounds pretty easy, right? Or so I thought. This day ended up being the hottest, which ended up being 35 degrees Celsius, which ends up being 95 degrees Fahrenheit according to Google. And by some miracle, the wind was really strong, though it didn't really help with cooling down my studio space. With the windows wide open and the fans blasting from several directions, I tried my best to get through the workday. I've managed to pull through this type of weather for 5 years now, so what was so different about this day? The furthest I ended up getting was cropping down the photos to the size I needed for Etsy. But as someone who grew up having AC, I guess I couldn't pull through after all. I grabbed all the fans, went to the living room, and laid on the couch. I became a couch potato and ended up sweating the day away. Surprisingly, my husband made one of my dreams come true. My husband decided to buy an AC, and I was so overjoyed about it. Here in Quebec, AC is not a standard when you get an apartment, and I didn't realize what a luxury it was. We had to play rock, paper, scissors because we couldn't come up with an agreement for its name. And after I won with rock, the AC became known as Elsa. My husband's suggestion was Snowflake. Elsa was definitely the better name, right? My husband was fighting with Elsa for the first night and almost decided to take her back, but they put their differences aside and I think they've made peace now. Thursday, June 20th, 2024. The next day was comfortable compared to the day before. It was still hot, but the wind was calm and the breeze was enjoyable. So much that I ended up waking up at 2 p.m. I'm not exactly sure what happened. We did have to sleep in the living room this day because our bedroom was just way too warm. Even with the sun in my face and with the fan blowing air at me at full speed, I was able to take a very long snooze. My husband was so worried about me that he almost called my in-laws to come check up on me. For dinner, I had over medium eggs with rice. Growing up, it was a very easy meal and it's one of my comfort foods. My husband and my mother-in-law poke fun at me sometimes for my obsession with eggs or the fact that they couldn't have eggs as much as me, but for me, I could definitely have it for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Today's mission was to finish what I couldn't finish the day before, which was editing the photos from yesterday and creating the Etsy listings. First, fixing the brightness, contrast, and shadows, then adding a touch of saturation, but not too much. The most important thing though is to cover up the little things that I didn't notice while taking the photos, such as these small spots on this Stay Toasty binder clip. I used to color pick very close to where the errors were. I would apply the color and blur them. However, I found a much easier way, which is just to copy and paste a section that is close to it and then blur around the edges, and it usually ends up looking very nice and blends in very well. Of course, this isn't possible if the colors aren't similar enough or if you have like a gradient, but you could probably get away with it for most things. The main thing I was worried about with my binder clips when I ordered them was that they would be over 2 centimeters in height. And you may have probably heard me talk about this so many times now, but if something is over 2 centimeters in height, it usually costs more to ship. Not only that, the The boxes I use to ship out products is called slot boxes, and those ensure that whatever I put within those boxes stay within that 2 centimeter limit. Thankfully, they fit, so it took a lot of stress off of me. Friday, June 21st, 2024. I ended up finishing the listings the day before, and all I had to do was double check them before officially launching them. And of course, like usual, I found a few mistakes. I'm not going to lie, I know that I've been slacking off when it comes to creating extra social media content. My motivation has been at an all-time low, and I'm not exactly sure why. Right now I have no interest in drawing, and I feel like I don't have anything to vlog about. Something that has been weighing on my mind lately is, when should I just keep a dream a dream? Many of us start a small business in hopes of it becoming a reality. Though, when is it time to put it behind us and actually step into reality? As someone who is now in their mid-30s and someone who would also like to have a child one day, I'm starting to wonder if this may be the beginning of the end for making art. I've gotten pretty good at not thinking about giving up on this dream, but that doesn't mean that I'm immune to these thoughts from time to time. What has kept me going is seeing my growth and being proud of what I've been able to do and establish since I started. And I enjoy seeing that my art brings joys to others. And I've also seen other people use my products, whether it be through studio vlogs or in person and so on. It's so amazing that my products are out there somewhere with other people. Although the thought of quitting lingers at the back of my mind, somehow, even though I have no motivation, I still want to try. There are some things that I'm just starting to do, such as vending in person, and I feel like I haven't given it my all. However, as I do get older every year, the thought gets stronger and stronger, and it's just something that just comes out of nowhere sometimes, and this is definitely one of those times. The question though is, how much longer am I planning to try? I know that not everyone makes it, even though they try their best and everything in their power to make it happen. Sometimes it just doesn't. Where I end up, I don't know, but I'll just have to keep going and try. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!